Recognized for 5 minutes of his questioning, Mr. Pfluger from the great state of Texas.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Never been so disappointed to sit in a partisan hearing. I mean, what a joke. And let me just correct the record for the gentleman from Mississippi talking about the floods in Texas and FEMA not being there. False. Completely false. They were there. I don't think the ranking member was there. I was there. Several people on this committee were there. So the assertion that FEMA was not there, you want to politicize something? Go politicize something else. But that's out of bounds. What a tragedy. And to try to take advantage of that in this space, the Homeland Security space, formed after 9/11, what a tragic statement to make. I mean, of all the things, and we kind of knew the politicization was coming, but for it to happen in this committee, Secretary was there multiple times. FEMA director was engaged everywhere. People on this committee were recovering and searching for bodies. I'm shocked, totally shocked at that statement. You know where else my colleagues on the other side of the aisle were not? They weren't at the border for the last 4 years. I was there. I'd like to seek unanimous consent to submit for the record 2 videos from the Darien Gap from a Codell in 2023, Mr. Chairman.
Without objection.
These videos show the children that are walking through, and only one Democrat accepted the offer to go to that Codell, to go see firsthand. Only one. The entire subcommittee was invited, and yet only one, and he's no longer a member. Only one. And you know how many hearings we had at the border from 2021 and 2022? 0. You know how many hearings we had on border security from 2021 to 2022? 0. So it's pretty rich to hear the assertions from the gentleman from Mississippi that the FEMA director is not involved in flooding, that DHS is not involved in flooding. Ms. Hopper, in your testimony, you talk about unprecedented trafficking due to lax sponsor vetting. And you also talk about alarming conditions and falsified records. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to describe the lack of sponsor vetting that led to the abuse of children at a level that is completely unprecedented. And be specific.
Thank you for your time. When we're talking about sponsor vetting, when I spoke with a retired Border Patrol agent, he had said that the requirements to adopt a dog that was about to be euthanized were higher than the standards and the documents that needed to be provided for an adult to sponsor a child. He went through more hoops to adopt a dog than what people would go through to sponsor a child. When it only takes 2 phone calls to verify that someone picks up on the other line, voice verification, or you receive a photograph of an identification through WhatsApp with no facial match to the person sending the photograph. When people talk about doing better job in Photoshop with fake IDs than what the documents they received in a picture of an ID, and no meaningful background checks on these sponsors, when you have children that are unaccompanied, and as a mother, as a Christian, as a Hispanic, you have children being sent to known pedophiles, known gang members, known individuals with criminal backgrounds. That is what led to this.
Thank you. Every single person that was on this committee from 2021 to the end of President Biden's presidency went to the border multiple times. multiple times and saw these atrocities that were happening firsthand, talked to these kids, saw the ones that were left in the brush. So it's pretty rich to say that we shouldn't be looking at NGOs that had a role, that were culpable and complicit in not vetting people or not doing the appropriate work. Mr. Chairman, thank you. Thank you for holding this hearing. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back.